You said something earlier about making you better players as well. I read somewhere on your guys' website that you're hoping to get people into the BBL eventually. Some of your players.
Yeah. Jay actually went on a tryout for was it Leeds Force? Yeah, and
nice.
I have a couple of different interests from a few different teams, but we won't be able to do anything further or talk about anything like that until I guess the end of the season. Or
No, top secret.
Yeah, still. Yeah.
So United lads here, just
Oh,
word.
Watch your places, boys. Watch your places.
Put your number in.
No, but yeah, Coach Jack is trying to, he's helped us a lot with getting our names out there to other teams so they can see us and, be able to show our skills and abilities and everything, and it's really paid off a lot. But obviously we have to give him credit and give ourselves credit because we do put in the work for, to be able to play the way we do on the court.
Am I right in thinking one of you has strong views on the current situation with basketball in England? Coach Jack says one of you might have something to say about that.
On the view of how it is here?
Yeah.
Well, I think I think a lot of basketball here. I played in Spain and Italy too, so I think that it's quite different. It's quite different, but I think it's more Americanized here.
Is that good?
It depends on the player, obviously. I like more European style. He likes more American style.
See, that's over there. That's why you said that. It's more American style over there.
In-house disagreement there.
No, but there's definitely nothing wrong with it. I just prefer the more European style, but there's a lot of European still style here. But I think that what the problem is here is with the kids is that they watch too much NBA. Like they see like a lot of guys playing, not really playing a lot of defense and just going up and down and shooting and everything. And I think that a lot of guys say they don't start until like they're like 15 or 16. We've been playing since we can remember how to say basketball.
But saying that, I think in the BBL that's more of a European type of play. I don't think the BBL is like a NBA athletic sort of league. I think it's very like European sort of type of league. Like a lot of
European play, but almost an American organisation. Like the way it's run.
Just different kind of gameplay. Like so, you have like the Americans coming in playing like the European style, like loads of all these screens instead of just one-on-one, make a move, windmill dunk, or put your head at the rim or something ridiculous.
Definitely.
So how has Dagenham as a area took to the basketball club in its first season?
Pretty big. We get a lot of people that actually we could walk down the street and a lot of people just be like Jay, Ryan, So I mean, may not be known to anybody else around in the UK, but
local stuff.
But Dagenham definitely knows who we are, and we get a lot of fans to support us and Coach Jack and everything that we do on and off the court.
See, this is the point that I didn't have time to bring up with Dan, that I think almost a way to build a BBL would be to take clubs and build them in smaller places like Dagenham, and because if you go to Manchester, you've got the competition of so many big football teams and stuff like that. Maybe introduce new teams of BBL quality. I'm not saying not that good. Oh, no, I'm not saying that. Into places like Dagenham and places like that. I mean, what are your thoughts on that, guys? I mean, starting from almost like a lower and building it up, just like Surrey have, just like Dagenham.
You've obviously played in London.
Yeah, I played. I mean, the more exposure that kids and younger people have to basketball, the more. I mean, because growing up, every day I came home, like obviously I'd watch basketball on TV, and if I didn't do that, if I was watching, I don't know, football or whatever, I would be out playing football.
Rock climbing.
Yeah, rock climbing. Whatever I was watching on TV.
It's an in-joke.
If I watched whatever on TV, that's what I'm gonna want to go out and do myself.
Sure.
And I mean, the more exposure that people have to it, the more they're going to take to it.
What's it kind of like London compared to Surrey? Because obviously London's such a kind of a big city, and then Surrey's a bit more.
Yeah. I'm definitely getting
the city.
I'm getting the other side of the London, because I guess we were in Stratford on the east side more. I mean, I took the tube every day, and I don't know. I don't think I saw a tree for a couple of months. I was just buildings, and I mean, the Olympic Park is really the Olympic Park where the Copper Box is. It's really nice, and they were just getting it going right when I was leaving. I think some parts just opened up, and it was really nice. But I'm over on the west side now, and it's more of a homey feeling, and it's a proper.
The important question is, do you get recognised in the street like these guys?
I mean, our pictures in the gym, so we get.
In Surrey, it's different. Like we can go out in Surrey, and it'd be like, especially mainly the kids. Like when we go to schools up in Surrey to just like help promote like next game or something. You get a lot of the kids which are like, oh, we came to last game or something. So in Surrey it's not too bad, but again, like I wouldn't know, because a place like London is a big area, so it'd be really hard to go out in Stratford and everyone would be like, oh, Kramer. Like, I don't think it'd be like. I don't think it would be like that kind of thing.
So any of like younger basketball fans wanting to get into the game, what advice would all of you give them? Start here and then we'll work our way down if you like.
I'd say just enjoy it while you're young.
Yes.
Because once it becomes like a job type of thing, your mentality changes. You know, it's especially when you start playing for money. In my opinion, I think that guys are just a lot more hungry. It's different. It's different. Not that you can't not have fun with it while you're playing at a professional level,
Sure.
but I think the most important thing is to enjoy the game while you're young too.
I think it's important to get yourself in the correct place early. So, like, obviously play, have fun, like you said, but also like, you know where you want. Don't just think like end of the season. Think like 2 years, 3 years down the line. So like, end of this season, I'd love to play like, for example, I don't know how it is with Dagenham, but like Surrey United have a junior program which is London United, which play in Division 2, and then they've also got like under 18s. Then they have, importantly, they have an academy as well. They have obviously Surrey United own the Hereford Academy, which is run by both London United and Surrey United. So they also build up from kids, which is year 7s to sixth form, and then sixth form they go to play like Division 2 men's, and then if potentially good, they can come up to play to Surrey and stuff like that. So just knowing where you want to go as well.
Do you got anything to add to that at all, or is that the general message overall?
I mean, they hit it all. I mean, as far as having fun,
Yeah.
and also being confident in yourself. I mean, don't let anyone talk to you differently. That's what some of the kids today they always say, like, yeah, this guy, he's just talking bad about me and stuff, so I quit and everything. I'm like, no, just continue on. You'll be okay.
Go to clubs that'll grow you as a player, like Surrey or Dagenham.
Yeah.
There you go, kids. Go to Surrey or Dagenham.
I would just say, I mean, honestly, I didn't take basketball too serious until I turned maybe 18 and I was going to college. So, I mean, I played American football, I played baseball, I played other sports. I just had fun when I was a kid, so I didn't take it too serious. But, I mean, my advice would be to watch as much basketball as possible. I mean, whenever I go, even today, like I'll go home and I'll type in on YouTube, whatever, find some players that I want to watch, and when I go to practice the next day, I'll be playing like them, and I wouldn't even notice it. It's just
today.
No, it's I would just say just watch as much basketball as possible and have fun.
I spoke to you Surrey lads a bit earlier, and I said I was going to ask you if you could sign one BBL player for your team, who would you be looking at?
You go up, Graham.
I don't know. I mean, if I was a coach, it would be different. But if I was a player,
Yeah.
it would be a different person. So I couldn't.
Let's go from a coaching
From a
standpoint.
coaching one, I mean,
not obviously not disrespecting anyone that plays in that position, but just in terms of what someone else could bring.
It's hard because everyone's really, actually, like, BBL is a pretty tough league. Like, everyone's really efficient, like they're very effective and stuff. So it's hard to say a specific person. Like, if I had to pick a 5, that'd usually be hard. But like, I definitely have like, the leaders of everything, all the categories and stuff. But
I mean, being a big guy, I'd probably be like a player coach. So I'd pick a point guard. So I mean, it'd be kind of different.
And if you don't pick me, he's getting. You can walk home. He can walk home if you don't pick me. I ain't driving him.
Well, guys, who would you pick for Dagenham if you could pick anyone from the BBL at all? Who would you like to bring down to Dagenham?
From the BBL?
Just
Not saying you need anyone. Not saying that.
Point next to you and just.
These guys are great.
Oh, man. I'll let him answer. I don't know. I have no idea.
I mean, I have a friend that's in the BBL, Anthony Downey.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
He's on our
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Missouri State.
Okay.
That's another good thing.
him.
That's another big thing. Having people like Anthony Dowling in the BBL, like not even just Anthony Dowling. He played in Missouri State. You said.
Missouri State, yeah.
That's a big time university, right?
Yeah.
So imagine like Anthony Dowling. Not even. There's also who else that's played in big time. Like even where did you go? You went to
University of Portland,
like,
Oregon.
That sounds big because it's Portland. You know, like they have an NBA team. But not even just that. Like it's good to have them kind of people in the league like who've actually played like NCAA. Like to me, like NCAA is equivalent to like I've been told. I've never really seen it, but I've been told that they can compete against like some top leagues in Europe and stuff like that. So that's having players like that. Like for me personally, being able to go up against someone like Anthony every day in training is really good. Like last season, we didn't really get in an American guard until after Christmas, so it was really much just like the ball was just constantly here. But now that Anthony's here, it's so much different. Like I've got to step up in all aspects, like defensively, offensively, and then most importantly, learn off him. So as a guard, learn off him. As a player and person and grow, like learn about basketball itself, especially having people like Kramer and all the others, the veterans or the older players in the team. It's good to just learn off people like that.
So now Surrey's quite a new team and they're growing gradually through the BBL and have improved drastically this season. Not saying you were bad last season. Not saying that, Surrey fans, calm down. But how are Dagenham looking to grow as a team for next season or 5 years' time, let's say?
Well, I think that one of the things that Coach Jack is trying to do is just constantly bring in American players and get Dagenham's what they're trying to get across across the UK. But I think it's just gonna be him promoting the team, constantly bringing in more Americans, which I think he signed a few already for next season, and wins. I mean, wins brings a lot. Brings a lot. So
what's the rule in EBR for Americans?
I think it's changing next season, but this season I believe it's 3. Is it 3 or 4 players?
Americans and 1 can be on the court.
Well, next year it'll be 1 that can be on the court. Yeah. So, but this year, like
so you can have 3 Americans, but only 1 can play at one time.
Next season it will be like that, yeah.
So you're potentially, I don't know, I'm just saying, you're potentially paying 3 players, or well, if they're getting paid, but potentially playing 3 players to only play a certain amount of minutes.
Yeah, that's.
But then, as an American player, is it just about getting into the country to get into the BBL? Is it like a? Is that what it is?
To be honest, yes.
Yeah. Just to develop yourself.
I mean, but who wouldn't want to play at top level? You know,
yeah.
Any basketball player that's hungry would want to play top level.
Do you think there should be promotion relegation to the BBL? So
what happened with
something you can kind of, because as a player you can't really aspire to get to the BBL with your team because it involves kind of off-court kind of thing.
Well, you have to have individual goals as a player too, but I mean, I've learned over the years that if we're winning, then everybody gets a little bit of credit or shine, if you want to call it.
Well, remember, I'm not sure if you remember, we had a conversation about potentially having, or I think it was with Anthony, about having more teams in the BBL, because I don't know how it would work, but say for example, if we had, there's 13 teams now, right? Yeah, 36 games, so there's 13 teams. So imagine like having, let's say like 16, but then the only problem is where would you find 16? So having like 16 teams, being able to play more midweek games instead of like some Thursdays we play, some Fridays, having less breaks. For example, for us, so last week, just to recap, last week we had Monday training, Tuesday training, Wednesday training, Thursday training, Friday training, Saturday was like, Saturday game, Sunday.
David.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like, it's pretty much the same thing. So but it'd be good to have like midweek games, so train twice, play a Wednesday game, have a Thursday off, play a Friday game, Saturday off, Sunday game, and just mix and match.
That's separated nicely for you as a player as well. Like, is that how you
that's how
the NBA they play 82 games. So I don't play basketball to practice. I play basketball to play games.
That's the one thing me and him talked about was different. It's like we're like when we play, we're just like we're turned up because we've waited for like 7-8 days to play a game.
That's the problem. That's actually the problem, and it'd be really good to have that kind of. Obviously, we don't want to be the NBA because money problem, as Daniel said. But like, it'd be really good to have them many games, at least like 3 games a week, or even 2 we have now, but like 3 games, potentially 4, less breaks, and you get like from a coach's or a manager's standpoint, you like your money's going to more of like a value. You're paying these players to come here and do work, so you get you're paying them for something. You're not just paying them to rest, go 60% Monday, 70 Tuesday, Wednesday, like probably not even show up because they're just games in like 3 days, coach is still playing me, So it'd be good if every 2 days everything was just intense, happening quick, like rapid.
I suppose it's difficult to kind of find teams that they can accept into the
but that's nothing we said.
Because of stuff like obviously the Birmingham Knights and Mersey Tigers lost. Well, it was a blowout. They lost every game.
Yeah, that's true.
It's difficult to kind of find a balance between.
But then again, that just comes down to like financial situations. Because if they had the money, I'm sure. Like I know for a fact in America, there's Americans out like just sitting on their sofa waiting for a team to call them to just come out to just who are hungry, like you said, hungry, like ready to kill. So. It just comes down to
kind of wait their turn to play.
And then there's exactly.
So would it be good if we introduced new teams to have almost like a waiver where their first season, okay, you didn't win any games, but that doesn't really matter. We'll help you out this first season, and the next season.
You also want to sell the league, I guess.
Yeah.
But I don't think the BBL would want to ever like bring up brand new team in straight away, because then Division 1 teams, like for example Essex Leopards, who we played in the club, they're a really good team, so they're gonna be like, oh, so why can't the BBL help us get into the league instead of,
or just have a promotion?
Yeah, well, just look at Bristol Flyers. That is their first season in the BBL, where they've been going for like 8-10 years. Like they've been going ages in the lower divisions, you know.
So even stuff like that, like promotion and stuff like that, would be really useful. Like,
when I played in Romania, we didn't have like relegation. I'm not really sure how that works, but we had playoffs, and then we had 16 teams, so 8 teams played in the playoffs and 8 teams played in the play-outs. So the losers, I think it was the first 2 or first 4 teams that lost were out, and the other 4 stayed in the league.
Well, that's competitive. That'll get rough.
Yeah, it was kind of intense. Luckily we won. And
people will come to them games because there's something on them.
That's pretty much people's job on the line. Like, you know, the coach is not going to want to keep paying people who are, you know, you lost me to try out the play out, so you know, do one, like get home or something.